former U.S. President Donald Trump is set to be charged in connection with a case involving alleged hush money payments to an adult film star. For more on the implications of this development, let's speak to Charles Lipson. He's Professor Emeritus of Political Science at the University of Chicago. Good day, Professor. Right now, details around the charges remain murky. But what does this move by the Manhattan District Attorney tell us about the American justice system right now? Trump is the first former U.S. president to face charges.
It tells us a lot, but it tells different people different things. Our country is very divided, the United States is. And so there are a lot of people who think that it's a wonderful thing that nobody is above the law, and Trump shouldn't be above the law either. And if he made these payments, he should be, and they were illegal, he should be brought to justice. But another view is that he faces quite a lot of charges, actually, in different venues, and they're all quite different. But in this particular case, the district attorney, the prosecutor, reached back several years for what looks like a minor crime for which the statute of limitations probably ran out, and then tried to link it to other crimes. So it all looks like a political prosecution. We don't know the details yet because the actual terms of the indictment have not been released yet. They will be released next week.
All right, Professor, Mr. Trump is currently a front runner for the Republican White House nomination. He has the support of top Republicans. What impact is this going to have on the 2024 presidential race?
The immediate impact, I think, will be to solidify a lot of support among Republicans for him. But that's never been his problem. His problem has been to capture independent, persuadable voters. And those people will certainly wait to hear the evidence. But whether he's convicted or not, it's not a good thing to have your name linked day after day with payments to a porn star. There's no statement that you should never go wrestling with pigs. You get real dirty, and the pig likes it. And that's kind of the problem he's got now. He's going to get real dirty, and the other side's going to love it.
Reports right now indicate that Mr. Trump will fly to New York, turn himself in early next week, be arraigned in court. Do you expect him to cooperate? And is there any potential he could be publicly arrested?
Well, he will be arrested, and I think that they will make an effort, I'm sure they will, not to do things like put him in handcuffs. He's already surrounded by Secret Service protection. There's no chance he's going to escape or do anything like that. I think that there's some possibility, of course, that his supporters will come into conflict with people from the other side, especially the rioters from Antifa. You could always imagine violence. But I really think that his biggest legal peril lies with some of the documents that he had in his house in Florida. And it's not just that he had the documents. He made a declaration under force of law that he no longer had those documents, when it appears that he not only had them, he had some of them in his desk and other places where he would have known that he had them.
So what is next, Professor, in terms of criminal proceedings? If Trump is convicted of a felony, how likely is it that he will spend time behind bars?
I would be shocked if he spent time behind bars for any of these things. But the real problem is that we have rules in the United States that you basically can't try presidential candidates during the period, maybe a year or so, leading up to the election. And so all of this will need to move quickly so that he can either be found not guilty or make some plead with the prosecutors. But again, this is not the only case. There's a case in Florida involving these documents. There's a case in Georgia involving whether he tried to tilt the outcome of that election in an unauthorized way after the votes were already in. So all of these present potential legal peril. And I would say one more thing. I think that there's peril among the general electorate, who are already, many of them are already kind of tired of Trump, that they're just tired of all the tumult and controversy that surrounds him, and they are also tired of looking backwards. They want future problems solved, and I think that's a problem.
All right, Professor, thank you very much for your insights. Appreciate your time. That was Charles Lipson, Professor Emeritus of Political Science at the University of Chicago.